It is time to talk about the greatest Star Wars film of all time, which is a fact. And if you don't like it, too bad. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and it is that glorious time to review the greatest Star Wars film ever, Empire Strikes Back. Of course, this is episode 5, the greatest chapter in the Star Wars saga. And honestly, guys, this review might be really short because I don't need to convince you or sell to you why this movie is so great. It just is the best Star Wars film of all time. And I'm going to go into detail of why that is. Now, before I go ahead with this review, make sure you guys subscribe down below to my channel so you guys can get exclusive content just like this. I have to grind out Star Wars content leading up to episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, which I get to see next week. And if you can't tell, I am so excited that I actually get to see Rise of Skywalker next week. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Calm down. Let's talk about episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. There are a lot of reasons why this is the most superior and the most perfect Star Wars film in the entire saga. Number one, what we get on Hoth is so deserving. We come from a point where we get Star Wars A New Hope, where Luke and the rebels have defeated the Empire in a small battle where they destroy this machine known as the Death Star. Now, the reason why I say it's a battle is because this is an ever-going war. This is a big battle, not a small battle. It is a huge battle that they win. And where do we get to see them? We get to see them on Hoth, as they have been trying to flee the Empire, so they kind of set up base in Hoth. Awesome sequences. You get a really awesome planet and a really awesome setting with this snowy terrain, the beautiful landscapes. You get some really nice creatures on this planet. You get everyone bundled up in jackets. I just think that's a really nice touch to the Star Wars universe that really hasn't been replicated since. So that's a huge plus. I love Hoth, by the way. This is our first introduction that we get to have of the AT-AT walkers. These are behemoth walkers that the Empire has, and it's so cool to see these giant elephant-like machines that can literally wipe out entire populations of people. That is absolutely amazing. It shows the stakes that this movie presents, and you get to see that on Hoth, where it's a great setting with these AT-AT walkers. It's just a really cool sequence and a really nice battle that they have between the rebels and the Empire. I really like what we get from Princess Leia. This is my favorite Princess Leia in the entire saga because she is freaking awesome. She kicks butt in this movie. She is so head on. She has a great attitude about her where she is a leader. It shows her leadership qualities, her capabilities. She's showing that she's not going to just let the men roll over her. And that's what I love about Princess Leia. She doesn't just show that she's a princess. She shows that she is a general. She is a leader, and she's a force to be reckoned with. She's freaking amazing in this film. And it's my favorite rendition of Princess Leia. We also get the amazing natural romance between her and Han Solo, which I always have felt it is one of the best and most genuine connections that I've seen in film, because these are two completely different people on two completely different establishments. On the one side, you get this princess who's kind of been pampered in a way her whole life, but she's always been fighting for this rebel cause. Then you have Han Solo, who is a scoundrel. He's an outlaw in the galaxy. And he kind of just goes from place to place. Yes, he is trying to get away from the Empire. He was in the Empire at one point in time. But he's trying to get away from the Empire. But he's also living life as an outlaw, where he is taking on assignments from different bounty hunters and different warlords. And so he's always kind of been that person that has been a little bit more rough and has a tougher exterior to him. And you get this natural relationship that you've always known since episode 4, the chemistry that's been there, that longing that both of them have had towards one another, and it finally comes into fruition, and it feels so natural and so perfect. Luke Skywalker in this film, this is my favorite version of Luke because he's still learning and he's still trying to figure out his potential and what he can do in order to become a great Jedi like his father before him and try to carry on the torch that his mentor, Obi-Wan or Ben Kenobi, has passed onto him. So there's some great sequences, especially the training sequences in the Dagobah system with Yoda. This is our introduction to freaking Yoda, who is amazing in this film. He's so funny, he's so poignant. He still has that rapid energy that just consumes every single moment on screen, and you're just really glued into the character of Yoda, and you just fall in love instantly with Yoda because of just his mastery and the way that he's able to teach Luke. One of the greatest lines in this film is, "Do or do not, there is no try." I love that line. That is how I've lived my life. There is no try. If you're going to attempt to do something, you do it 150%. You either do it or you don't do it. There is no trying to do it. And that's what I love, is Yoda teaches in these small, simplistic ways on how to become better, not just as a Jedi, but as a person, as somebody who's trying to fight for a cause. And that's just so perfect when you have a great character like Yoda who can bring on this word of wisdom that has been missing from Luke since the passing of Ben Kenobi. And do I even have to mention it? Darth Vader is freaking amazing in this film. He is so great in this movie. And obviously the most iconic scene probably in film history is when he tells Luke that he is his father. And it's such a really emotional and gripping moment, because as an audience member, it all makes sense. It comes together and you're just like, that actually does make sense. That shows why kind of Ben has been a little bit more hesitant to tell Luke about his past, where he comes from, his upbringing, more about his father. You can also tell, like in episode 4, when Ben Kenobi is talking to Luke and Luke is asking about his father, Ben has these eyes of weariness where he's afraid to let Luke in on a few secrets that only he knows. And so it's a really nice moment. It's a tender moment, and it's also a very reflective moment, because you don't want it to be true, but it makes so much sense in the world that it does, because it explains so much from episode 4 to this film, how everything kind of pieces together. I wish that I could have sat in the theater when this happened, because I would have lost my absolute freaking mind. This would have been the most insane and most incredible thing ever in history. The biggest twist of all time, but because I was born in 1995 and everyone talked about it, obviously when I watched this movie for the first time, I knew exactly what was going to happen, so it kind of sucked, but I wish that I could just relive that moment for the first time and not known anything. But now it's pretty much impossible at this point. There are so many things that I could talk about in depth of why this movie is absolutely perfect, but I don't need to. Everyone who is a Star Wars fan knows how important this movie is. Yes, I kneel at the altar of George Lucas, I worship him, but I also got to give it up for Irving Kershner, the guy who directed this film. He brings a lot of new elements into this film that feels separate from its predecessor in A New Hope. There are moments where they really do things that expand on the galaxy that you never thought were quite possible beforehand. And I really just appreciate Irving Kershner and his direction in this film, because it seems like he got more out of the actors in this movie, and it seems like the actors knew exactly where to take their characters, how to look at things in the terms of grand and small scale. And it's a very nice contrast, but also similarity between this film and 1977 Star Wars. I love this movie. I love this freaking movie. Greatest Star Wars film of all time. And if you disagree with me, you can comment down below. But honestly, guys, I don't know how you could. You got to make your point really dang good. I mean, you're not going to convince me otherwise, but at least, put down in the comments your guys' thoughts on this film. Obviously, you know my thoughts. It's the greatest film of all time. There's that. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, make sure you drop a like on the video down below. It means a lot. It shows that you're liking my content. Again, subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. More reviews coming to you very soon. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. May the Force be with you.